Hey guys, this is Mike from Edopter. So here's the problem. We as tech people, really people in general, but especially tech people, want to be first to new products, as evidenced by people who are late to Twitter and they have long usernames or God forbid numbers in their names. They want to be first. They want to be early on the next Snapchat, Airbnb, Dropbox, whatever. They want to be first. They also want to discover interesting, relevant products. So literally thousands of products launching every year, sometimes every day. And so there's a lot of noise, a lot of things that really don't matter to you, and you want to find the things that are interesting, that are relevant to you, and then somewhere that makes that easy. But the thing that we found throughout the course of the challenge is that it must be social. Is that people only try new things because of friends, family, or trusted sources. So we think about the services here, any other service you use on a consistent basis. It was usually because of a warm introduction. Someone told you about it, a family member, a friend, or a trusted source that you follow said this is a good idea. And so that social layer is super, super important. So that's where Edopter comes in, the ultimate social network for early adopters. Discover new products with your friends. We'll take a look at some of the wireframes. So you've got the main menu bar, that bar shows what you might like, what's new by you. The home page, what's hot, what's new, what's trending, as well as your friends or the activity that your friends are doing. So anything that your followers are doing, you're seeing all the activity, what they're liking, what they're sharing, all that type of stuff. They go over to the profile. In your profile, we want to really push the idea of the leaderboard, how engaged you are, as well as community and comments. So you've got your username, you get your number of followers, you got your number of leads, and the amount of people that you sent to quality references that took you up on that offer, as well as a place for comments where you can start talking with the people on their page about new things coming out. So our business model is pretty simple. Companies pay a monthly fee to be on the platform. They also can pay to get premium space as far as where they can position what they're doing, or they can move up to the top. And if this is validated, we will release our next set of features. So our vision, which was stated in our Edopter Manifesto, is we believe that there's these new wave of companies that think and act differently, and they optimize for consumer happiness. So by definition, they should be the ideal candidates to meet if you're interested in getting a new product. And so there's these companies out there who really love their users, who are really trying to change the world and deliver a great impact to users, and then there's users out there who are looking for a compelling solution. And we aim to be the platform to provide that interaction between the two. So our original idea was, pretty simple. Back in the Star League was physical meetups for startups to meet with early adopters to get feedback and test new products. So we launched at the Star League and Star Night with high hopes, and for our first event, no shows. And so we went into the Chicago Lean Startup Challenge boot camp thinking, what can we do? And after one day, we realized that, what we really need is just start over, start from scratch, and just talk to some customers. And, that took a while. And so the feedback we got was, things like more users, the ability to meet users in person, be able to seamlessly schedule meetings with the user where it shows up on their calendar was an interesting one. Also, the ability to aggregate all the company's feedback from all their analytical tools into one hub, which that was pretty complex. Also, to integrate that with the project management software. From there, we asked more people, and they said similar things. However, they weren't really passionate about what we were doing or what they were suggesting. They just maybe thought of it as a pretty useful back office tool, and we were not really passionate at all, and it kind of went away from our original vision. And so a new idea that we got from customer Jake Berenstein as well as Samer Saab is Samer suggested, well, why don't you have an exclusive club for early adopters and testers? And then Jake said, that you should empower them, get a core group together. They can come interact with the team, get invited over to the office. They can vet ideas. They can test new products, that type of thing. We started getting very excited about this new plan. The feedback we got, though, was a lessening customer segment. So consumer companies were very interested in this idea, but B2B was not. B2B was not because they have a very specific customer who is often very busy, and so they just need to get more of them in the room. They're not interested in just general consumers in general, obviously like a consumer company would. We also found that somewhat older consumer companies were not really interested in it. They had their product on the market, and they felt that the feedback, they could do that on their own, but they just really were looking for growth, and so we found that interesting. So we figured that we just need a real product. So the first version of Edopter, what we thought before, turned to our Power feature, and then we had our Prime and Pro. Prime and Pro were subscription boxes where you can get access to new technology. You can test products that delivered to you, that you can send them back. With Pro, you could keep them, and that was our plan to get to going forward, and we got more and more users on that plan. However, over the past weekend, really the past week, we're really unsure about that. We didn't feel like we were solving a real need. We watched a lot of videos with Alexa Handian about, making something people love. But before you can do that, you have to make something people want and people need. And we didn't really think we were doing that. And through the course of the weekend and talk with, users, talk with family and mentors, we kind of arrived where we are now, which is the ultimate social network for early adopters. Discover new products with your friends. So a lot of learning is probably the chief learning is know your customer, know your segment, know who they are they consumer, are they B2B, what stage are they in. Those things are very important. Always talk with your users, always talk with your mentors, keep on talking to more and more customers, just keep talking, and then use data, use your mentors, use your intuition, and I'm not a boy genius. So here's the data on our website, for example. So we start off with a pretty simple landing page that was very, very vague. And the more specific we got, kind of the lower conversion rates we got, especially when we start introducing pricing. And so at each iteration, we did at least 5 interviews. Our mentors were very involved and helped us at each point. And then we saw good growth when we used terms like live in the future versus terms like early adopter. So you got to make sure that our communication and our language was spot on. So a lot of milestones. We had people paying money. We've agreed for them to pay money. We haven't charged them yet, only because we were unsure of the product, and we're glad we did because now we've changed the product a little bit, and so the pricing will be different. Over about 100 total users, many interviews, our first successful event, meeting co-founders to the process, or potential co-founders to the process. Great mentors. I cannot thank them enough. We were featured. Our articles were featured in Built in Chicago, and I was a featured member Built in Chicago. Just 1 week, over 200 views for our YouTube videos, and then we reached out to Jonah Berker, among others, on LinkedIn, and he's willing to talk to us. So we contacted a lot of companies, a lot of iterations, did a lot of interviews. When you count the users, we reached out to our user to make sure to get to know them. I only missed one class because we had that Edopter first event, which turned out to be great. We reached out to a lot of potential mentors on LinkedIn, like was suggested by Sammer. Our Edopter meetup is growing to, I think, 20 people, and we've been blogging like crazy. And this has all been done with one team member, which is me for now. So what's next? We're finished building the first version, working with those users, updating our partners on the new changes. The co-founders are coming on. Keep working, and then keeping that Y Combinator dream alive. So thanks, guys, so much. Mike from Edopter.co. Take care, and hope to see you using Edopter pretty soon. Bye for now.